It's time for the full moon in Gemini reading. So right off the bat, I'm getting that this reading is part of a continuation from the last two readings that we've done, the beaver moon and the new moon. And if you remember, if you haven't seen those, go back and watch those. So the beaver moon was about letting go of what no longer serves you, getting rid of the dead, plucking out all of that, really stepping into yourself, stepping into your power, filling your own cup, all of those things, right? Then the new moon was about kind of building on that and seeing what are you left with once you've cleared out the clutter, what's there, and kind of mapping out what you need to do next, right? So this energy is feeling to me like setting up, kind of putting in the work. So what comes to mind is a garden, right? Like, let's say you bought a house and there's a neglected garden in the backyard. It's full of dead plants. It's full of weeds and debris and old mulch, and the bricks are kind of falling over and whatnot. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go in and you're going to get rid of all of that. You're going to pull out all those dead plants, you're going to get rid of all of it. You're going to just get rid of all of it. Start fresh, right? That was the beaver moon. The new moon is kind of like the process where, okay, go back in, clear out the remaining clutter. Like, okay, what are we working with? What's here? Looking at the vision and seeing what resources you have and seeing what you have the potential to do with this newfound garden, right? What's the potential? So, and focusing on that. So this, like I said, this feels like the tilling the soil, adding the soil, the framework, putting up some new edging, maybe some new bricks, putting the weed cover, putting the mulch, and getting ready, because the next new moon is going to be like planting. The garden's going to be prepped and ready to go, and that's gonna fit really nicely because that's going to be around New Year's. So I think that this is kind of following a natural succession. So that's kind of the direction that I'm feeling here. I'm going to use the Tarot of the Divine for the primary, and we're going to use the Heaven and Earth for the clarifiers. Now, I've mentioned in other readings that I do have rheumatoid arthritis, so shuffling is a little bit difficult for me. So I have pre-shuffled both of my decks. I'm going to do kind of quick little shuffles, and I'm going to cut the deck in front of you just because, I don't know, I just feel like I should. Okay, we got something kind of the pre-shuffle pop out, right? Six of Swords, it's that moving away from hard times and moving towards healing and something new, right? Escaping old patterns, escaping darkness and hard times, and moving towards newness, right? Again, that was kind of just like our little pop out, a little pre-energy. All right, now let's cut. That was a terrible cut, but it was a cut nonetheless. Very sloppy, sorry. We got it. All right. So, bottom of the deck, Knight of Coins, hard work, dedication, ambition. Yes, that fits very well. Five of Swords. I think maybe some of us have some lingering negativity still. I think we need to get rid of that, right? Six of Wands, victory. Time is now for victory, my friends. All right, this is good already. Okay, so number one, the first card, we'll do this one as like the soil check, right? Like let's check the soil. What are we working with here? What truth is being revealed now? So Gemini's full moon is a flashlight in the dark. This card is going to show the information, insight, mental clarity that's surfacing. Like, what is the soil really made of beneath all of that prep work? So what truth is being revealed right now? Oh, okay. The Sun and the Page of Coins. Okay. Bottom of the deck, King of Swords. So truth and clarity. I'm getting just some, clarity and truth and let's read the page. I don't know. I'm feeling called to read the Page of Wands. Where's the book that goes with it? I don't know why. Okay, sometimes I do. Sometimes I feel it. Sometimes I don't. The Page of Coins welcomes the beginning of spring and summer, a fresh start, the end of darkness. Okay, so that kind of matches what we're saying. Now I see why I was meant to read it. Represents hope, setting up solid foundations and mental wellness. She is grounded and anticipates the bright future. This is about setting goals, loyalty, positivity, opportunities, and manifestation. Well, that fits very well. No wonder I was supposed to read that. Excellent. All right, how do I want to do this? Maybe I can set it. I mean, you can't even really read these, but I'll just put them in front of me. Okay, so the next one, let's do the roots. What needs anchoring? So after clearing and amending the soil, right? I feel like this full moon is asking, so what stability do you need to reinforce? What belief, habit, or boundary must be locked in before growth can happen? Right? So what needs anchoring? What belief, habit, or bound? Okay. I don't know why. I feel like reading from the book for all of these. I don't know why. I don't always do that. Come here, card. Whatever. I'm struggling to get this out. Okay. Page of Swords. And King of Coins. This is I call this like the foundation card. So that fits the roots you're trying to strengthen. And look at that. There's actually literal roots in this picture. So, being grounded and being strong and firm and man, that's awesome. I love that. We're definitely going to read from the book on that one for the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords represents youthful intelligence. The princess uses her wit to succeed where others have failed. Her optimism intact through it all. She is a harbinger of new beginnings and new ideas for herself and those around her. It's about talkativeness, energy, thoughtfulness, curiosity, and truthfulness. So that is what we are anchoring in this soil. All right. Excellent. All right, moving on. So remember we talked about like putting a weed barrier, right? So what distraction must be intentionally blocked? So Gemini energy is kind of scattered, right? So to me, this weed barrier, this position catches the mental weeds, right? Like the ideas, the anxiety, the split focus, or narratives that will steal your nutrients if left unchecked, right? So the Page of Swords was about fresh ideas and inspiring the foundation for these new beginnings, right? And that, like I said, that's perfect. Like that's what needs to be anchored. I see. I don't know why. It just came to me. I feel like there's a lot of energy of things bubbling, right? New ideas, new passions, new creative paths, and things that you want to pursue, things that you want to do. Lock that in. Know what you want. That needs to be your foundation, your root that you're anchoring, right? Know what you want. So for this one, what distraction must be intentionally blocked? Like you need to focus on whatever that idea is. So what are the weeds? Like what are the weeds here? The Devil card kind of made his appearance. So what are the okay. Dang, okay. So we have the Tower and the Fool. That's kind of crazy to get that, to get those together. Interesting. I mean, that's pretty obvious, self-explanatory. The Tower, anything maybe you're focusing on things that have happened, some negative things in your life, like things that are bad. Like those are distractions. Okay, let that shit go. It's time to let it go. Like somebody hurt you, or somebody wronged you, or circumstantial, or financial, or just anything. Like that cannot be your distraction, because we're here trying to start something new. And that's what I'm getting. Like I don't feel like this is the distraction, the newness. I think it's just basically, I cannot get these cards up for the life of me. It is basically, this card coming out with it is like, don't let whatever your tower is be a distraction for what's on the horizon for something new. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Ugh. And Queen of Swords at the bottom kind of solidifies that. Like, that is your truth bringer. Like, she don't play, right? Be this Queen of Swords. Like, I am focused. I am grounded. I am strong. I am that bitch, right? Like, that's what we're looking at. 8 of Cups. Walk away from that. Walk away from any of that nonsense, right? We don't need any of that. Okay. So the framework, what structure will support your next chapter? So like, this is the mulch, the bricks, the edging that I was talking about. Gemini wants flexibility, right? I'm a Gemini. I really like having that flexibility. I don't like being locked into one thing. But this card shows the container that will keep your energy focused, right? That's routines, communication patterns, mindset shifts, or systems, right? I love systems. So what structure will support your ideas and eliminating distractions and focusing on the newness, right? So what structure will support your oh, well, that was fast. Hope. Interesting. Don't lose hope. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. I think a lot of times we stop believing that something can happen, right? And that's really common for a lot of people, for what, limiting beliefs, whatever that is. Like, I can't do this because of this, or I just need this, and then I can do it, or what no. You have to have the hopefulness of a child almost, and just that never stop dreaming and believing that you can do it. And with the Justice card kind of coming out at the bottom, I think that's about balance and maintaining balance to your hope, right? And letting it kind of anchoring your anxiety and helping you to stay focused on your dreams. Don't give up your dreams. Knight of Cups. Yeah. Romanticize your dreams. They're special. Okay, the tools you need. This is, okay, so like tools, right? You got to have tools. The shovel, the gloves, the watering can. So Gemini rules tools of thought and expression. This is your intellect, your voice, your curiosity. So this card is going to show the resources you already have to do the work, or something that you need to claim. So what skill, message, or mindset becomes your ally now? What skill, message, or mindset becomes your ally now? 7 of Coins. This is kind of building that foundation and setting yourself up and really putting in the work. I feel called to read that one because I know the description on this one's really cool. So we're going to read that one. I might not need clarifiers. We might not do clarifiers. I think this is pretty freaking clear. I might do 1 or 2. Okay. The 7 of Coins represents the desire for a good harvest, though it might require sacrifice. You must determine when it is right to be patient and when it is better to scrap everything to start fresh. This is about reward, perseverance, decisions, investment, and fruition. Oh, it was upside down. I told you that was a good one and quite appropriate. So that's the tools you need. The tools: reward, perseverance, decisions, investment, fruition. And the tools is maybe you might require some kind of sacrifice. And maybe you need to learn if you need to be patient for something. Do you just scrap it all, start fresh? Or, I think it's just learning your boundaries and setting that fresh. And coming with the 10 of Swords, I think, I don't think this is about, I think this is more that same energy that kept you stuck, this limiting belief, like, if I try, I'm going to get my fingers cut off. If I try, you know what I'm saying? This is, you need to work through that. I think that's the tool you need. I think that's part of that perseverance, is letting go of that limiting belief. Okay? I feel that strongly. What's under that? Yeah. 8 of Swords. Kind of healing from all of that, for sure. 2 of Wands. Like, picking a new path, for sure. Okay. So, new moon preview. So, this isn't the card for, like, now. This is kind of a whisper of the next chapter. A glimpse of the seed that you're going to place in the ground during the new moon, and kind of build on all of this, right? Like your intention, your new story, your new identity thread. So just a little glimpse into the future. What seed will be ready to plant soon? Ooh, Ace of Swords. Truth. Cutting through the noise. Yeah. Having good insight and clarity. That's pretty cool. I like that. And 6 of Wands, victory. You're going to take the victory of this journey and you're going to plant that and get your reward. And there's that 5 of Swords again. And if you remember from my other readings, when I start seeing, yep, Knight of Coins, that was coming out when I was shuffling. I can't remember what was at the bottom of the deck when we started. Wasn't it this one? No, I don't know. I don't remember. But this came out in the pre-shuffle. When I start to see cards repeating at the bottom, it's kind of my way of knowing, like, we've gotten what we're going to get out of that. Is there anything else we need to know? Maybe, like, what is this energy teaching us right now? Anything else we need to know? Oh, okay. Well, that came out really fast. Wow. 10 of Coins. Wealth and success and being in your boss energy. But what came out was the Magician, and that's like the manifesting, right? So kind of tying that with the hope and just the theme of this reading, I think it's about maintaining positive energy and being in a high vibration, high frequency. Don't let that go. Really stick to believing that you can have this, that you're deserving of this, and that you're ready for this. And continue putting in the work and continue focusing on your goals. And, make sure that you're staying structured. Make sure that you're sticking to, focusing on being clear and asking questions and all of those good things, right? And not letting negative emotions hold you back and clearing that from your energy. I think that message is very clear. And I don't, Knight of Swords, that's that rushing energy, that good momentum, that passionate energy. King of Cups, same thing. Just look at him. Look at that boss. He's on it. Yeah, I don't need clarifiers. I think this was pretty clear. So yeah, go forth and put in the work, and we'll see you at the next new moon. Thanks. Bye.